Welcome back, everyone. This is Traycon here, the gaming statistician, and I'm bringing you another video on the Pignius Maximus event. And I'm just going to go over how to, I think, do the quests in the best way possible to make sure that you are able to maximize the number of tokens you get from the event with the least amount of difficulty. So the first thing is I've saved a few of the quests here, and you can see you do get a pretty substantial amount of tokens from doing these things, but it does take a lot of time. Now, these quests here, House of Ash, House of Brimstone, and House of Fire, you can complete all of these just by auto completing the dungeon or using the. So if we go to the event here, and we go to event, you can just quick loot these. So if you wanted to do the House of Ash 10 times, you could just quick loot it 10 times. Once you 3-star House of Brimstone, if you want to do that one, you could just quick loot it a bunch of times. But do not quick loot House of Ash or the House of Fire, I believe it's called. These, so House of Ash and House of Fire, you don't want to quick loot those. You want to make sure that you're actually, because there's this other quest line, defeat Pignius Maximus, and this one you actually have to go through and do the dungeon. And the most difficult one, Brimstone, takes so long, it would take forever to do this wanted Pignius Maximus quest through that one. So I suggest doing it through the House of Ash and House of Fire. Don't quick loot those, you'll get a bunch of those done just by completing Pignius Maximus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and collect a couple of these and then talk a little bit more about them. So I'm going to click that one. So now I can actually make him 4 stars. So I'm going to go in there and make him 4 stars pretty soon. Click this one. So this is the second hardest one. And 6 out of 9. So there's still going to be 7, 8, and 9 left. So we got some more tokens. And then finally, Brimstone 50 times. So let's go down and look at these. So there's no more House of Ash. That one's done now. That one's really easy. Just complete those 10. And you can see this House of Brimstone. There's only 2 of these left. And the amount of tokens you get is questionable whether or not you actually want to do this. So this one you have to complete it 100 times, so 50 more for just 10 more Pignius Maximus tokens. And then the 6 out of 6 quest is actually 200, so you have to complete it 100 more times after that. And I can't remember how many tokens you get. I think it might be 30, so it's quite a bit. But remember, you have to do the dungeon 100 times, which is 500 energy, which is actually quite difficult to get. I will talk about energy a little bit more in just a second. But so depending on how much time you have and how much energy you have, you might want to stop this House of Brimstone one at just 5 out of 6 and not actually go any further. But I would suggest actually going through and completing this one, this Pignius Maximus wanted one, and also House of Fire, at least a few more of these I'm going to do. Now, the Big Bad Wolf really hasn't been showing up for me that often, so I don't know if anyone's had more luck than I have, but you can see I've only beaten him 2 times so far. He just hasn't been showing up in the dungeons, so I've been getting really unlucky with that. But one thing that I have been doing to get energy, or I guess stamina, maybe I should call it stamina, for this is the holiday event is almost over. And if you don't use your wreaths, I don't think you're going to lose them, but this whole store, this event store, is going to go away. So I've been actually buying stamina, so 25 stamina at a time just for 250 wreaths, and that's how I've really been able to complete a lot of these dungeons. And as I complete more dungeons, I get more wreaths, so it's really nice. So I've just been kind of buying buying stamina with wreaths, and in 16 hours, these things are going to be pretty much worthless until maybe next year. So I would suggest using them, buying stamina, and doing this event. But let's go in here, go to Heroes, and I'm going to go ahead and make Pignius a 4-star. I'm actually pretty excited about this guy. I think he can be a pretty awesome hero. So let's make him 4 stars. And I think I have him 1 ascension, and I'm almost ready to get him his last ascension. And I just need basically 2 ruined evos. These I can get really easily. The Fire Evo Monarch, I can get those. But these 2 ruined evos, I might combine a few to get him his final ascension. because that's really where he becomes powerful. You can see this 50% chance of an extra basic attack for all allied beasts. So I really want to try an entire beast team, get Pignius full ascended, and see how a full-on beast team does. So just to finish this video, I'm going to go in here and complete this quest and show you. So it's Pignius Maximus, so I'm going to do this one more time and I'll get 10 more tokens for him. And what I do is I've been doing the House of Fire, like I said, so that you can get these quests at the same time. You don't want to quick loot it, you have to go in and complete it. And this is the team I've been using: Stonefist, Selwyn, Chief Nubnub, and Willow. And what the nice thing is you come in here, start the dungeon, and I'm not going to show you the whole dungeon because it's pretty easy. But the reason this team works really well is that Chief Nubnub, you bring him, and every time that he crits, he heals your team. So I think I have some friends heroes I actually need to use, so I'll use one more. So you can see I'm really good at using my friends heroes. Let's just go ahead and, doesn't really matter. So you first do that, and then I go ahead and while my friend's hero is going, I just click the auto attack button, and I can pretty much usually make it through the dungeon without losing any characters. And the reason I can do that is because Chief Nubnub, whenever he crits, he heals the entire team. So he gets enough attacks off where he's able to heal the team. Let's check out this Sparkly. Maybe it'll be 3 stamina. I feel like I get lots of stamina in these dungeons, so unfortunately I didn't get it there. But now I'll just let these auto attacks go through. I just keep my eye on it. Every once in a while I find that I need to just click off the auto attack, and this time I didn't really need to, but then I'll use Chief Nubnub's Voodoo Chant, heal everyone up, and then once that gets rolling, I just go back to the auto attack. So it gets through this event really quickly. It makes it really easy to get your Pignius tokens fast. And depending on what you want to do, you might want to or skip some of those last quests just because I think the reward for the amount of time spent might not be worth it. I personally might do it just because I really kind of want to see how Pignius does in the future with this all beast team, and I'm excited about him. But I got a couple days left to do that. So good luck with the event, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying it, and make sure you check back for more videos. Peace.